council checks on that. We traced those into the books and realized that when it got posted, those CDs coming in and were deposited were recognized as income, and the investment still showed on the books, and it was more just a transfer out of the CD into the checking account. And so there's an entry that needs to be made to move the CDs, since we didn't collect the money on that, and it was put into our checking account. So that leaves us with about $600,000 in the CDs, a little over $600,000, about $630,000. That's with Tensas State Bank. That's on the student deposit, state and federal grants. We have Christy has kind of worked on that, scrubbed the budgets, went through and made sure all the possible eligible expenses for this year, 24-25 school year, were submitted for reimbursement. So we were fortunate to get all those turned in and by the deadline and so forth. And we currently have about $1,060,000 that's sitting in the hopper that's been approved by the department head. We're just now waiting on for that ACH package to be made to the school board, and that certainly will come at a great time. Payroll is coming up on Friday, and kind of between that and what we think we'll get from that, we think the majority of that will come in this week. So that, along with the MFP check, is ACH transfer also is due this Friday. We should be covered as far as payroll and some other bills that we need to pay, et cetera. We've got 3 or 4 major bills outstanding on the teacher retirement system, one with the property insurance, the down payment on that, and the OGB payments. Those are all big payments that we've got to do. But hopefully if we get the majority of that money in from the grants and get the MFP money, we'll have enough to cover payroll and then cover a significant amount of the other payments that need to be made. And then just finally, our MFP money our payments will be going back up. They were reduced to kind of cover the drop in student count mid-year this past school year. It dropped to about 170,000, and it's going back up now. We're at a new reduced level as far as student count because of the 25, 26 years based upon what the student count was as of February. So the MFP is kind of set for that for this year. The bottom line of that is that gone back up, and we'll have about $115,000 more in MFP money each month as a result. Because basically that reduction is spread out over 12 months, whereas in this past year, once the count was established, then you had to make it up in a short period of time, only 4 months. So that reduction in MFP money got spread over 4 months, whereas this year it'll be spread over 12 months. But anyway, bottom line is your MFP has gone back up about 10,000 from 115,000 from what it was the last 4 months. So that'd be helpful in having to pay payroll and those things. So that's just a quick synopsis of it, and happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Any questions from the board?
No questions, Susie, thank you.
Any questions? I'm sorry. Any questions from the audience? No question. Thank you. We have also with item G, moved up consider cashing CD to Tensas Bank, so we will be able to make payroll for this money.
I would recommend that we get approval to cash in a CD if we need to for payroll. Kind of more optimistic today that we may not have to do that, but would like to get the board's approval to do that with the stipulation that the board president and the vice president has approved that transfer. So you'll know if we do it or don't do it, or we can't do it without you. So.
Tim, I have already talked with the board, and the board have and been to the bank, and also voted went to the bank. And can we get a motion to go ahead that he do have authority that we cash in the CD we might not need it, and John have resolutions.
Yes, sir. First of all, I would move that in light of Mr. Green's recommendation, that you add to the agenda the approval of this specific resolution. I want to read it to the board and to the audience. I will make the necessary typewritten changes, send it to Dr. Butler in the morning. It says, whereas the school board maintains accounts with Capital One, including Louisiana, Kennesaw State Bank, including Delta Bank, including, whereas in the interest of transparency and oversight, the board desires to grant the president and vice president access to the financial records of these institutions, whereas the board further desires to require dual authorization of any financial transaction involving the withdrawal of funds from any account under its control. Therefore, be it resolved that the Madison Parish School Board in the newly convened meeting, does the following. Number one, the president and vice president hereby authorize to access the financial records, including the records of these banks. Authority is limited to access and inspection of the records, account balances, or other account information, but shall not include the authority to make withdrawals, deposits, or otherwise unless indicated. Number two, any withdrawal, transfer, or expenditure of disbursement from these accounts will require two signatures, that of the superintendent and that of either the president, vice president, of the board. In addition, no financial transaction shall be executed unless accompanied by a resolution or minutes of the meeting of the board specifically authorizing it. Now, this is what this one's going to do. The next one, the president and vice president are hereby expressly authorized to transfer, withdraw, or otherwise cash in or dispose of any and all CDs on deposit in South State Bank. And then the board will vote on this resolution tonight. Give it to Kennesaw State Bank, and if Mr. Green needs it, it will have been approved. If not needed, then it wouldn't. Should that be sufficient? So that's what I'm asking you to add to the agenda. Once you add it to the agenda, then you can have a motion to approve the resolution.
Make a motion to add this resolution to cash out the CD at Kennesaw State Bank. On second.
It's been moved by Ms. Cross, second by Ms. Alvarez, that we add this item to the agenda and seal the cash in the CD from Kennesaw Bank. Any questions from the board? Any questions from the board? Yes.
Have we ever before previously included the president and the vice president on this type of transaction?
The bank is specifically asking for it.
Requested.
Yeah, it is something that may not be done for, but in this case, the bank is asking.
Okay.
District 1, District 2,
Yes.
District 3, yes. District 4, District 5, District 6, District 7, District 8.
Yes.
Now, Mr. President, you make a motion to approve the resolution.
Then we have a motion to accept and approve the resolution.
Make a motion that we approve the resolution.
Been moved by Ms. Hamilton, second by Board Member Allison, that we approve the resolution. Issue 1, any questions? Any questions? Issue 1, Issue 2,
Yes.
Issue 3, yes. Issue 4,
Yes.
Issue 5,
Yes.
Issue 6, Issue 7, Issue 8.
Yes.
All 8 votes. Thank you.
So I just mentioned, Reverend Fountain, that the city came, that CD came up, kind of expired or whatever last Friday, so there's no penalties or whatever. We had to do that, so. Sure.
I think later on, we won't have to be borrowing off the CDs. I know it's kind of hard for you to do, but we're still in financially right now.
I'd like to tell you I'm optimistic about that, but I'm not. I think we got some tough times to go through. As I mentioned to you, we kind of bunched up a lot of the Collections, the requisitions have all gotten turned in this past fiscal year. We've got $1 million we're expecting to collect here in the next couple of weeks. And I think then we're going to hit a dry spell where, you know, we're going through the summer, there won't be as many grants, and we won't have as much money coming in. And I think now to December and really to January, when we get everyone's taxes in, I think we've got tougher road ahead. So, I'm not optimistic that we won't have to tap into it some more. Just to be frank.
All right, thank you, Kim. Discuss the status and update and taking any actions needed for reduction of personnel.
We adjusted it where we want to consider the resolution with the withdraw funds from the EEF fund. That's supposed to be next.
That's what it stated, that is within the agreement. The one that, you have, this is. I don't have.
That new resolution for the tobacco, 32,000? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the resolution.
Yeah.
I have a copy.
Yeah, I think that's the one Ms. Debbie indicated she'd prefer us to go ahead and
Okay.
approve tonight, so you added that previously at the beginning.
Okay.
Okay, so we read it out.
You can, y'all.
Okay, whereas the Madison Parish School Board has been informed of the options to withdraw a certain amount of said funds invested in the state treasury pursuant to authority of Louisiana RS 39.99 Act 161 of the 2002 first extraordinary session of the legislature and our investment agreement. Therefore, be it resolved that the Madison Parish School Board does request execution of the amendment to investment agreement with the state treasurer pursuant to Louisiana RS 3999, and therefore be it resolved that the Madison Parish School Board does request the withdrawal of funds from the state treasury in the amount of $32,450 to be used as specific in our recently approved EEF plan for tobacco settlement fund. It is hereby affirmed and certified the foregoing is a true and exact copy of the resolution unanimously adopted by the Madison Parish School Board, Louisiana, during regular board held on July 21st, 2025, at which a quorum was present and voted.
I make a motion that we accept this resolution to receive these funds of $32,450.
Any question? Any question? Question from the audience? It's been moved by Ms. Crowell, second by Ms. Harper. Do I need a roll call, John?
Go ahead and go.
District 1,
Yeah.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3, yes. District 4,
Yes.
District 5, District 6,
Yeah.
District 7, District 8.
Yes.
All 8 votes. Discussing the status update and take action in need of reduction of personnel. Now,
Okay, yes, all letters have been sent out, mailed out. We have contacted principals. Principals have notified all their staff that will be in. Also, we have advised that due to federal funding, there may be more cuts coming down the pipeline.
any questions from the board?
How quickly do we anticipate us being it all finished?
Should be finished pretty soon. We only have the business office left.
Oh, I thought we were still on real, sorry.
Yes, we will.
Okay, so you mentioned that some of the
Yeah, all the letters have gone out as of right now, except for transportation. We don't know if we're gonna have to cut any bus drivers yet due to the new routes that need to be formed because of the new consolidation of schools and so forth.
When did the last one go out, the last letters?
What's today? What's that? Monday, Friday? Yeah, I'll be out Friday.
Now, I'm trying to say, Martinez, have he gave you anything
Yeah, he's turned in the evaluations, but we don't know how much we would have to cut yet until the new routes are formed.
yet? John, question to you, Attorney. I know I want us to make sure that we recover and look for. We talked and we had asked that all these people that would not make it real, that would be cut. We're supposed to have everything out for 30-day period, right?
I visited with Ms. Bridgewater, and she ran the letters by me. I think they went out last week, so they have been given. In those letters, it said you have the right to seek a review in the attached policy, and she enclosed and attached the policy with those letters. So that's the best that you can do.
So when these judges that went out, those things were just coming up last week?
No, ma'am. What happened is, under the law, they had to take their evaluations, and in the order of the evaluation, and they ranked them, and they started from the bottom up, and the people that were at the lower of that ranking were given the notices in accordance with law. And so it's not as simple as it sounds. That had to be done before those letters would go out. So,
I was just asking because school will be starting up shortly.
yes, ma'am.
Such a short notice, so I was probably thinking of.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I asked a question, and I asked it to Tim and Debbie, and I mentioned it to this board. And I request that if we could, because the last thing that everybody said that we care about the kids and we want the kids to get their education and knowledge and understanding. Our Pacific, I'm still begging because I do want to look at it. I'm not pleased with some of the, when the kids go back to school, I asked about the ISS. And I felt like every school should have ISS. I still say that we should make a way to make sure every school have ISS. Because I pulled up from one of the policies to look at. I don't like the levels, and this is the reason I'm bringing up ISS. We're going through 100 challenges, John. Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6, whatever, before we discipline a child. And I don't want that child sent home because he may skip class for the first time. Or that child may have a cell phone. That's what ISS is for. To make sure that we try to prevent that if a school don't have, any school don't have ISS, and I told y'all this 2 years ago, if we don't have discipline and structure, we're never going to put our schools up. When I was in school, they had discipline. From the parents at home, definitely. And now, sending up, and you asking for a kid to be a teacher to teach, and we putting all that pressure on them, and teacher right here will say that any student that disturb other students, you must move them from the class immediately. So what do we do if you don't have a prevention of IS? We tell that student, stand on the hall. We tell that student to go back in their classroom. It may be one student, maybe two, maybe three, maybe four. We got to have something where we can be able to help the teachers. And I'm going along with John, and I want you to do something for me, John. I haven't sent to you, or we'll have it given to you. Whenever we get this problem fixed here, I looked at something on here, and I'm mixing it in because it all comes with the ISS, and it all comes with what we're going to have workers. I looked at different things over here, and I would do it before y'all do the report, and I bring to you that what I saw that I pulled up. But if y'all can go in that budget, that every school have access to ISS. Because I'm going to tell you, when y'all go to them schools, and they told me the worst thing they want to do is see a kid standing on the hall. And you walk down there and say,
that would be really, how much money we have?
that's what I'm saying.
Let me add it.
We'll just have to look at the numbers.
Yeah, and that's what I've already communicated with the principals. We have ISS already in the high school and middle school. And I have informed them that if we have to cut further, those would be some of the first cuts.
Okay.
Elementary, we have enough para personnel, and I've talked to the principal as well, is to rotate in. And I think Michelle is also, we went over that on ways to continue to have ISS in elementary schools. But I do agree that if the kid is acting up, he or she needs to be removed from the class. So there is an ISS room in the elementary, but they will rotate the paras for each grade level into the ISS room to make sure that we have ISS in the elementary school.
They need to have some structure in our ISS. They need to have an assignment when you're sent there. The busier you keep students, the less trouble you're going to cause. We must have a structure. We must have an assignment from the class that got kicked out of it. They need to remember that, and some assignment from that class. And if it's history, then they have to do a certain thing. No sense to be saying books, we don't have books. I think that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. No books in school. But we need to figure out something to give them to do, so they don't go to the other classroom and cause trouble.
Any more questions from the board? Not to the audience. Any questions? Would you come up this time? Okay.
I have a question about the transportation board, about the bus driver. Are y'all gonna cut bus drivers?
We don't know as of yet. It's going to depend on the routes. Because of the consolidation of schools, we don't have to go to all the schools. So that's going to be determined by the transportation supervisor.
All right. I know disrespect, the bus drivers play an important part. They play the most dangerous part. As far as hauling our children to school. And they don't pay a whole lot of money to begin with. And I feel like that we shouldn't even have to cut a bus driver, period. Because we need subs, so just move us around.
We're going to try to finish. My question is why would we all we're doing is consolidating schools. So why would we have to cut bus drivers and we only consolidated and we're going to need these bus drivers? Because I think we have, and the reason I go out and look, John, and go to different areas because I want to know as a board member to speak up what Mr. Tyler is saying. We ain't got but one sub. We ain't got but one sub. We got one sub. One sub. And people, and you may take it the wrong way, but I'm tired of cutting from the little people, and we don't cut from the ones that make the salary. I got a problem with that. Cutting a hair ain't not gonna save us money. People make $80, $90, $100,000, and then you got people here. I'm telling you all, we cannot afford to cut bus rides. We got to try to do something. We cannot. And the reason, and I told you about that salary thing when it comes, you brought it in. When I look at a person with a bachelor's degree, and a teacher can get a PhD degree with no experience, and make $35,000. A person with a bachelor's degree can come to the central office and make $42,000, $43,000. And this person got a PhD. So maybe other boards don't speak, but they do concern and they should think about it. They don't came to me on it. That's what the president, vice president for, if they will come to us. We cut it, and it's not going to save us by cutting something else. We still got to depend on how many students we're going to have this year. Because school has started. So I just don't see it. And I'm telling you, we're going to have a mess if we cut these bus rides. Because we ain't got shows already that want to come in. So whatever we can do, I'm only one board member. We need to try to save and take away from these little people who are not making money. I look at a hair. Hair make 18,000, may not make 18. We got people making 70, 80, 85. And we think that's sufficient, and that's right. And we saying, rip.
The superintendent will look over that and make the decision on
Thank you.
those cuts.
Yeah, that's what we mentioned earlier. We didn't say anybody would be cut at this point. We said Martinez is the bus supervisor.
Okay.
We said he would look to see if there will be any routes that will be needing consolidated. So until then, we don't know. And just like even teachers at this point, we don't know how many students that we're gonna have. If the students don't come in, there will be more cuts. It's still some stuff that we don't know at this juncture right now.
Okay. Thank you. And discuss salary required update or cap board policy and take any action necessary to accomplish same.
Do we have any of the board policies for us to look at? The caps.
I had
So hopefully next meeting we'll have the board policies that the company Forethought has gathered up, they've consolidated them.
Okay.
Let me just give you a quick update. We had a conference call, CAPS people, it's Forethought, they agreed to expedite, get you a clean set so we can get them all approved and catch you up to date. So just as soon as those come in, they'll be on your agenda. You're gonna need to be patient because there's gonna be a lot of them, okay? So you'll have two options at that meeting. One, to accept them and lay them on the table, so to speak, and adopt them at your next meeting. Or the other option would be to say, Mr. President, I move that we waive the delay and go ahead and adopt them immediately. So those will be your two options, but those are coming.
Thank you, John.
Yes.
Consider a resolution related to appoint a physical agency board member.
Let me pass these around. Pass them that way.
Need one more, Jim. One more.
Members of the board? Members of the board, as we talked about last time, when we mentioned to the public that there was a chance that the legislative auditor would come in and recommend the appointment of fiscal agent. We subsequently found out that as it relates to school districts, that the state superintendent of education has to make that recommendation. And we think that's in the process of being done. In order to expedite that, it is requested of you in this resolution that you consent to such if it comes to be, or that we actually join in a motion to be filed with the court here for that point. If we don't join, they file the motion with the court. You're served with it. You have to come to court and state your position. This just expedites it if you approve. I want to read it for the public and for the board. Whereas the Madison Parish School Board was without a business manager for a period of time following the resignation of its prior business manager, whereas the school board is retaining the CPA firm of Alfred Wilson to assist in its county financial statements, max agency inquiries, and other information needed for the preparation of an annual audit. Whereas Alfred Wilson has advised that it is reasonably certain that the board lacks sufficient funds and revenues to meet its financial obligations, and a budget deficit exists, and that the board is financially at risk. Now therefore be it resolved that the school board hereby consents to the appointment of the fiscal administrator in accordance with the laws of the state of Louisiana, or alternatively, the school board will join in a joint motion for such appointment. Be it further resolved that the board president and superintendent provide such assistance and cooperation to Allen Green and Williamson and any fiscal administrator as may be appointed. This resolution offered by Board Member Blank and seconded by Board Member Blank, having been submitted to a vote and that the board's vote. That is the resolution as written. I'll ask you any questions.
Any questions from the board? Any questions from the audience? Again, any questions from the audience? Or what is your pleasure?
I make a motion that we accept this resolution for the appointment of a fiscal administrator.
Second.
It's been moved and by Ms. Crawford, seconded by Outlay to review, accept the resolution for the fifth meeting. Roll call vote, if there are questions, do it again. Roll call vote. Issue 1. Yes. Issue 2.
Yes.
Issue 3. Yes. Issue 4. Issue 5.
Yes.
Issue 6. Issue 7. Issue 8.
Yes.
Motion carried. 8 votes. Consider the job description for instructional accountability as director and K-12 supervisor. These are for the K-12 supervisor. These are the job description of Ms. Crawford.
We have consolidated some positions and changed some titles and the scope of work, and so they needed a new job description. So any new jobs, positions, whatever, need a new job description and approval of the board. This is also consolidated jobs so that it could be some savings to the district. And the job description you have with you is the K-12 supervisor and the instruction and accountability director.
That's one job description,
Ma'am.
that's one job description, or two.
It's two.
Do we, any questions from the board? You have a new job description? This favor of the board.
But they get paid for, 2 jobs descriptions or just one?
Two different
It's
jobs.
two separate people.
Yeah.
Okay, there are other people somewhere that's doing the same role, right?
Say it again?
Are there other people in the district doing the same role?
No, it's not what you, these are already employees, we're just changing the job description to fit their duties. Yeah, we're not hiring anybody new.
Roll call. Did we, have a motion.
Make a motion to accept the 2 new job descriptions for the positions in central office for K-12 supervisor and instructor accountability director.
Been moved by Ms. Crawford.
I second.
Second. Any questions? Been moved by Ms. Crawford, second by Ms. Hamilton, that we do, consider job description for the instruction, accountability, director, and K-12 supervisor. Roll call vote. District 1. District 2.
Yes.
District 3, yes. District 4. District 4. How do we wait? If you would make a motion and second for consider the job description for institutional accountability, director, K-12.
Yes.
District 5, District 6,
Same.
District 7, District 8,
Yes.
carry 7-1 abstain. Consider the update of support search of property and sale. Oh, we showed you. Deliver the superintendent evaluation.
Mr. President, for purposes of the recording of the minutes, I have provided Dr. Butler with his evaluation. The evaluations came to my office. I counted those, was able to put those on a master document. That has been given to Dr. Butler. I will deliver to HR for filing the individual evaluations. I just want to make certain those go into the personnel file. What is being circulated around for your review is the tabulation of the superintendent's evaluation. We will come back at the next meeting and have an opportunity for the superintendent and the board members to visit, to discuss in executive session and the superintendent wishes. That evaluation, that's what this contract provides. The personnel file that basically says that any employee, every employee's evaluation is confidential document. But we simply need to let the record reflect that the evaluation has been done.
apologize to the audience. I'm so used to when we do in the church, we say a question and it's comments, so I do apologize. Church, we can say any question. That's it, John.
Mr. Green, Debbie. Thank y'all.
Superintendent said he doesn't have a superintendent report. Can I get a motion to after to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
And move on to call South about Ms. Hamilton that we have done. The top grade.